Now, the United States clarified to Bangladesh it does not support government involvement in violent crackdowns on peaceful protests. This statement follows a recent clash between members of the Hindu community and law enforcement forces in Bangladesh, triggered by a Facebook post. When questioned regarding this clash, the U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller reiterated that the U.S. supports the right to peaceful protest and opposes any government engagement in violent responses to such demonstrations.
I'm not going to speak to private diplomatic engagements from here, but we have made clear to the government of Bangladesh, as we made clear to countries all around the world, that we support the right to peaceful protest, and that in no way should any government engage in violent crackdowns on peaceful protests.
All right, joining us now from Dhaka is senior journalist Muhammad Kamruzaman. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. What has the reaction been there to the U.S. comment on this protest and clashes that took place?
Thank you very much for having me. Actually, the ground reality here in Bangladesh is that Hindu and Muslims and other community people, they have been living very peacefully for many generations. Actually, the incident in Chittagong, there are some exaggeration on social media and other platforms. The ground reality is that just after the fall of Sheikh Hasina on August 5, actually the supporters and activists of ousted Awami League government, they are even entering into the protest of Hindu communities, and they are trying to make chaos to get a political benefit. And we have found this in many parts, and this is the allegations of the interim government. And for the pure clarification, actually, the chief advisor, Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus, has invited even India and other international communities to send journalists here in Bangladesh to investigate. And according to the claim of the interim government, is that there was no such incident on a big scale. Actually, after the fall of Sheikh Hasina, you know that in the movement and mass uprising during the whole July and first week of August, nearly 2,000 people, mostly young students, were brutally murdered. And in those killing missions, not only the police and law enforcers were involved, actually the armed cadres of ruling Awami League party and its different wings like Chhatra League, Jubo League were also involved. And
right.
At that time,
but you understand this is a big concern for India as well. We've also spoken on this this official crackdown that, concerned that it's the government that is engaging in this suppression of a peaceful protest.
Actually, in capital Dhaka, there are many such protests. In Chittagong, the violent protest where it was reported, there were other protests also. All were peaceful, and there were even some pictures, some videos that some people who were involved in Awami League politics, they were in those demonstrations, and even they made a statement before the media addressing themselves as Hindus. So there are some exaggerations. So for a proper investigation, whether this was perfectly happened, an investigation team under the supervision of the United Nations may come to Bangladesh, and they can conduct a fair investigation, and then we can say what actually happened, and that will be perfect, I think, in this situation.